Bruce Wayne gets jury duty, which is already ridiculous. Millionaires don't usually show up, but Alfred insisted. Civic responsibility, Master Bruce. Whatever, fine. He shows up, silent, stoic, trying very hard not to glare the entire time. The case? A string of break-ins. Petty stuff. But Bruce recognizes the pattern. Same tools, same methods. This guy's using Penguin's old fence network. The whole jury is arguing over motive and access, and Bruce is just staring at the evidence board with immense concentration. Juror number 3 says, I don't know, it just feels random. Bruce, he hit pawn shops that don't accept electronics. He's after antique jewelry, probably targeting fences with no online footprint. He's selling stolen heirlooms to fund a move out of state. Everyone stares, or he's just lucky. Bruce adds, sipping coffee. Verdict, guilty. The judge calls it the fastest deliberation in Gotham history. Alfred meets him outside. How was this, Bruce just mutters, they should have asked Batman. He's way better at this than me. The Justice League goes to group therapy. Not voluntarily, it was court mandated after someone, Flash, started a fist fight with a senator during a friendly PR event. They say in a semicircle. The therapist opens with, let's start by sharing how we feel. Batman, I don't. Superman, gently. Bruce, maybe just once. Batman, no. Wonder Woman, he's emotionally constipated. Next, Flash is bouncing in a seat. I have 12 things to say and 7 apologies to make. Aquaman, you keep calling my trident a fork, and I will stab you. Green Lantern, this is why I drink espresso with a straw. You people stress me out. Martian Manhunter tries to help, but halfway through his calm, rational analysis, everyone starts trauma dumping. The therapist just sits there, eyes wide. Superman ends the session with, we're really making progress. The room is on fire. Flash is crying, Batman's gone. Diana's holding back Aquaman by the collar. The therapist just writes one note. Never schedule them all on the same day again. Session ends in silence. Batman's bill, anonymous, paid in full. The Justice League has a group chat. Correction. The Justice League tries to have a group chat, but Batman refuses. Every time someone adds him, he leaves. No explanation. Just, Bruce has left the chat. Superman adds him back. We need to coordinate better. Bruce has left the chat. Wonder Woman adds him back. This is a tool of unity. Bruce has left the chat. Cyborg tries. Bro, please. We made a poll. Bruce has left the chat. Eventually, they make a second group chat without Batman, just to talk about Batman, because they know he secretly encrypts the existing chat and spies on them. Flash, I'm starting to think he doesn't like us. Aquaman, he's just dramatic. Green Lantern, he's a whole theater department. Cut to the Batcave. Alfred holds out his phone. Master Bruce, they've added you again. Batman, mid-batarang throw. Muted. You said that last time, sir. They changed the name to Batfam plus friends. Batman pauses, sighs, types, don't call me that. Then leaves the chat again. Superman stares at the screen and mutters, one day he'll love us. It starts with a concerned moo. Bruce looks up from 14 hours of case files. Did the cow just... Jason leaning against the Batmobile. Yes, she's concerned. We all are. Dick swings in dramatically. This is an intervention. Bruce, I'm fine. Tim, with 7 Red Bulls in hand. You told me I needed to sleep more, and then proceeded to stay up for 96 hours straight, analyzing pigeon migration. Damien, even Batcow thinks you look like death. Batcow, moo. Cass signs something. Stephanie translates. She says you're gonna end up hospitalized. Barbara rolls in with charts. We've tracked your sleep. You average 2.3 hours a week. A week, Bruce. Jason, you're one all-nighter away from crime fighting via hallucination. Bruce sighs. I don't have time for this. Dick, great, because you're gonna spend that time in this new room we built. It's called a bedroom. Batcow licks Bruce's hand. He finally sits down. He's asleep in 4 minutes. Flash is scrolling through TikTok during monitor duty. He pauses, squints, rewinds. Was that Bruce? The video is low lighting. Moody music, just hands assembling gadgets in total silence. Caption, utility belt restock. Flash wants to show Diana. Diana shows Clark. Clark sits in stunned silence. No, he wouldn't. He would. They dig deeper. Batman's account has 3.2 million followers. Gotham skyline time lapses, slow-mo battering throws, a silent video of him holding his cape perfectly, labeled hashtag cape talk. One post is just him dramatically turning while the text reads, POV, you committed a crime. It has 5 million likes. Someone stitched it with, me after stealing the last slice of pizza. They confront him. Bruce doesn't flinch. Engagement improves fear response. If they know I'm watching, they behave. You're verified. Diana says, you have merch. I reinvest the revenue into crime prevention. Clark holds up his phone. This one has sparkles. Why are there sparkles? Bruce looks him dead in the eye. Aesthetic. Flash, be honest. You've been waiting your whole life to go viral. Batman, maybe. Bruce Wayne finally agrees to see a therapist, not because he wants to, because the entire Justice League cornered him in the Watchtower and staged an intervention. Even Aquaman was there, on Zoom, from the ocean. So he goes, sits across from this calm, middle-aged guy named Dr. Grayson. Hilarious. The guy's quiet, gentle, and is really good at asking questions. Bruce doesn't speak, just glares, until the therapist says, do you ever feel like the people you've lost are still watching you? Bruce stiffens, but then he starts talking. Not much, just bits, fragments, grief and Morse code. 2 sessions in, he's actually opening up. 3 sessions in, he even jokes. Half a joke, a whisper of a joke, but still. Then one day, he catches a glimpse of the guy's reflection in the window. It's not Dr. Grayson, it's Deadman, Boston Brand, Ghost Circus acrobat. He says, don't be mad, everyone was worried. I figured the only way to get you talking was to sneak in the back door. Bruce just sighs and schedules next week's appointment anyway. So Gotham's crime rate drops 42% overnight. City. That sounds good. Until the mayor gets duct taped to a statue with a note that says, fix your city or I will. Signed, a tiny hand-drawn bat. The media's in shambles. New villain targets Gotham's elite. Is Batman broken bad? Citizens approve. Weirdly. Back in the Batcave, Bruce is watching the news with a smile on his face. Tim is pacing. You kidnapped a sitting politician. He was embezzling millions. You blew up his mansion. There were documents in there. Dick holds up the bat symbol ransom note. This is villain behavior, Bruce. Jason walks in. You guys hear the news calling him the Bat Bastard? Kinda catchy. Merch when? Bruce sighs. I'm not a villain. I'm being efficient. Stephanie, you called your latest mission Operation Justice, but rude. Damien, I thought it was elegant. In Gotham Central, there was a mob chanting, let him cook. Someone's selling shirts that says hashtag Dark Knight Delinquent. Alfred walks in with tea. Master Bruce, should I add your new monogram to the silverware? Bruce doesn't blink. Yes. It starts as a PR stunt. Arkham launches group healing sessions for villains because apparently years of getting kicked in the ribs by Batman has consequences. Harley shows up first, treats it like a book club, brought snacks, trauma, and glitter. Today we're unpacking our feelings. Also, I made cupcakes. They're bomb-shaped, literally. Two-Face walks in, flipping a coin. Tails shares deep-rooted abandonment issues. Heads throws the chair. He's getting better. The chair only grazed the therapist this time. Penguin thinks it's couples therapy. Keeps bringing goons named Kevin and demanding they work on trust. Riddler refuses to sit down. Paces in circles asking if this is all just an elaborate mental puzzle Batman set up to get back at me. Therapist, Edward, he's not thinking about you. Riddler visibly withers. Joker shows up once, writes, I'm fine, on the whiteboard and vanishes in a puff of laughing gas. In Batman, he fills the whole thing anonymously, except the therapist knows. One night he looks up and sees Batman in an air vent. Feel free to join one of the sessions, Batman. Silence, then a very faint sigh. Batman ran out of grapple line mid-chase. Not even mid-chase, mid-swing. He landed in an alley with all the grace of a brick. He's fine. His pride? Less so. The Batmobile's a few blocks away. No time. He ducks into a 24-hour hardware store. It's 2:13 a.m. The only employee is a guy named Curtis, who's watching cartoons on mute and does not get paid enough to care. Batman walks in, cape, cowl, full suit, grabs duct tape, steel wire, and epoxy. Curtis blinks. Batman nods. They understand each other. But when Batman reaches into his belt for cash, nothing. He forgot. He spent his emergency cash buying Damien a last-minute model train because he got kicked out of school for correcting a history teacher with a sword. Curtis is now staring at him, confused. Oh, you got card? Batman freezes. He can't swipe Bruce Wayne's credit card. He can't swipe any card. So he just silently vanishes through the ceiling tile. Curtis looks up. Did Batman just dine and dash with super glue? 10 minutes later, the store gets an anonymous donation of $10,000. There's a version of Gotham where things weren't broken yet. Jason's maybe 13, fresh off the streets, full of anger and half a sandwich. He's still adjusting to sleeping in a bed that isn't bolted to the floor. Bruce is teaching him how to fight. Form, precision, patience. Jason hates it. Why can't I just hit stuff like you? You'd break your wrist. Again. Bruce steps back, corrects his stance. Focus. They go again. Punch, block, dodge. Over and over. Until Jason's panting and his arms shake. But he's smiling. Just a little. Was I better this time? Bruce nods. You didn't bite me, so yes, improvement. Jason snorts. Throws the towel at him. You deserve it. And Bruce, rough, stoic, still learning how to be soft, just lets the towel hit him. Doesn't even flinch. In that moment, the Batcave isn't cold. It's just a place where a boy is learning to fight and a man is learning hope. Either Batman talks to someone, or Alfred's calling Superman to hug it out. So Bruce signs up for online therapy under an alias, of course. Can't have Dr. Karen figuring out she's talking to the Dark Knight. Session starts. She asks, what brings you here today? Bruce, I saw a clown blow up a hospital with a xylophone once, and I think I'm tired. Dr. Karen, let's unpack that. He gives her nothing for 45 minutes. Not because he's hiding, he just doesn't know how to start. Every question is answered like he's giving you a police report. Finally, she says, do you ever feel lonely? There's a pause. Then, in my defense, he mutters, I did adopt 4 children, and they all learned how to fight crime out of spite. Dr. Karen blinks. Cut to the Batcave. Damien's sword fighting Red Hood. Tim's rewiring the toaster. Nightwing's hanging from the ceiling doing crunches. Dr. Karen, you're not lonely. You're in a sitcom. Bruce sighs. That's the problem.